Well, the days are starting to heat up. Uh, I'm zettovyker. Welcome back to another See Something Awesome. Katawa Shoujo. Uh, Good morning, guys. Good day. This morning, I woke covered in sweat. By the time the student body starts leaving their dorms for breakfast and morning duties, the sun has taken full effect. Oddly, that puts me in high spirits. It's not even 8, yet I feel like this day is going to be one of those pleasant, tranquil, warm ones. If I weren't at school that considered every absence of from class as a sign of life-threatening situation, I'd consider skipping the whole day and just relaxing in school gardens. Yes, today would be a genuinely lazy day. For a second, I stopped in mid-stretch and considered nurses' warnings about exercise. Maybe I should have kept up those morning jogs. Wondering what someone like Emmy might have been a little testing, but if I worked at my own pace... who am I kidding? I couldn't stick to something like that without some kind of motivation. It's not like I sit around all day. The walk to and from the convenience store counts as exercise, right? Especially the walk up the hill. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Comparing to months lying in the hospital bed, I'm getting plenty of exercise. It seems like I'm not, not alone in my appreciation of the day. Nearly every member of the class is glancing through the window and into the tantalizing sky. Even the steadfast Shijun seems to lack her usual vigor for schoolwork. Misha, as brazen than ever, has unbuttoned the top buttons of her shirt and is fanning herself with a notebook. I must have been staring, not as she is now sticking her tongue out at me. However, she shows no sign of halting her efforts, nor has she tried to hide the fact. The lunch bus seems to catch everyone by surprise, and the class empties at a much slower pace than usual. Heat seems to be draining the need to rush from everyone. Well, almost everyone. Hey, Sao. Hey there, Hanako. What can I do for you today? Oi, what can I help you? Hanako already has a lunch bag in hand. Whoa. I don't need to have to be a detective to work out where this is going. Would you like to have lunch with us again? I brought enough for everyone. Awesome. You don't have to be so stiff about it, though. Oh, right. I take it we're going to the tea room. But please. Lily says she'll meet us in there, so we should go ahead together. Sounds like a plan. This heat has made me pretty hungry. Hanako breathes a sigh of relief, and I gather my things together. As usual, the aura of the tea room is refreshing, feeling isolated from the rest of the world. Then again, the usual din from the school seems to be a bit subdued, most likely from the laziness promoted by the heat exhaustion. Hanako slowly spreads her food on the table, intently focusing on every little movement, as if she's trying to keep her mind off other thoughts. It's not much, but I can tell from her demeanor that she's prepared everything with utmost care. I guess Lily isn't here yet. Should we start without her? She'll be here soon. Hanako struggles with the lid of a container of rice. Here, let me help with that. I take the container from Hanako's hand and try to force open the lid. Try as I might, it seems wedged shut. Let me guess, did you put this on while the rice was still hot? Yes, I was in a rush. I put the container on the table between us. I thought so. Looks like it's wedged shut. We'll need some hot water to get it open. But that could be a pain in here. We'd get water everywhere. Well, in that case, how about I contribute to today's meal? At the door, Lily smiles while holding a bag of stocked with various buns and bread rolls. I couldn't help but do the same. Since you two had a change of plans because of me, I thought I would bring a little something. Thanks, Lily. Here, let me get that for you. With little guidance, Lily Bread's assortments joins Hanako's riceless platter, and I hastily make some tea to complete the picture. Well, I'm looking forward to this. As I take a bite, I notice Hanako trying her hardest not to look like she's looking at me. It's nothing special, but then again, I can't really complain. I'm pretty lazy when it comes to cooking for myself. Not bad. I guess this was made with the stuff you bought from yesterday? Yes. Hanako eyes shout at me, begging for some kind of feedback. Well, it was clearly worth it. Thanks, Hanako. I wanted to show you this after yesterday. It's okay. I was a little surprised at the stuff you were buying. Hanako always likes to experiment when it comes to food. I think it's good. Most of the time. While Lily's smile doesn't waver, the slight change of her tone tells me that things have not gone so well in the past. It's not like Hanako has many people to sample her cooking. Hang on. Was Lily waiting for me to go first? She didn't start eating until after I said it was alright. Her cheeky grin tells me that this is a deliberate action on her part. I'll have to try and work out how to get one over her in the future to make up for this. Well, that's good, and that's all that counts, right? Right. Lily, satisfied with not being the first to sample Hanako's creation, begins to consume the food in front of her. I find myself staring as I watch her chopsticks gently touch the plate, their tips delicately poking and tracing to quickly ascertain the position of the food as she dexterously picks it up. One might think she were a child playing with the food if not for the situation, though she does it with such care and thoughtlessness that it's obviously this is simply how she eats this kind of meal. Not wanting to miss out, I start filling myself up. Om nom nom. Hanako takes a different approach, waiting until Lily and I have our hands clear before quickly snatching up her share. Ding! Before long, the containers are empty, save for the still shut rice container. Thank you, Hanako. That was filling. Oh no, thank you for the bread. Yes, it would have been a disaster if not for that. It's true. We need rice. It's true. I'm Asian. I need rice. It's true. You're both welcome. But now I must be getting back. It's far too easy to be late after eating here. Yeah, I see what you mean. I guess we'll just clean up here and then head off. Well then, good day. Lily leaves, her cane tapping down the quiet hallway. Hanako and I quickly pack our things and stay seated, waiting for the bell. Together we stare out the window and into endless azure sky. Good game. As if it weren't for the pealing of the bells, I would have sworn that time had stopped. The urge to skip class rises in my gut. I shoot a glance at Hanako, who shows no signs of moving either. Not just yet. The interval between the wedding bells and the end of the lunch bells, passes in the blink of an eye. We really should go. People will freak out and start a search party if we skip. Hanako sighs. You're right. Slowly she rises to her feet, and I follow suit. Silently, we make our way up the old stairs to the third floor and then to our classroom. At the door, I take point and open the door ahead of Hanako, bowing my head in apology in advance. I'm sorry we're late, teacher. Gomenasai-sensei. I'm not greeted by some stern words, or an angered instruction by my seat, but simply by the silence created by 15 or so students, trying not to laugh. Muto, ever tardy, has yet to arrive. However, the fact that Hanako and I arrived together is blatantly obvious. Make that about 14 students trying, and 1 student failing. The lovers returned! Says Misha. Yeah, thanks. You can calm down now. I slip through the door and realize that Hanako is firmly pressed against my back, hiding itself from the class. With my steps coming closer to my desk, she eventually breaks for me and stiffly walks me home. Her efforts to mentally block out everyone's presence from her mind are written fairly clearly on her face. Quickly checking the door for any signs of the teacher's arrival, I make a trip to Hanako's desk and whisper in her ear. Don't worry about Misha, she's always like this. I enjoy myself today. Don't sweat it, okay? Hanako nods her head behind her folded arms, but still doesn't show her face. I yearn to stay and console her more, but Mutual picks this exact moment to enter the class, halfway through his lecture, as it started in the hallway. Which of course is directly proportional to the change, but inversely proportional to the square of the distance. Vectors. He is so engrossed by his speech that he doesn't even notice me sneaking back into my seat from Hanako's desk. While Mutual's smile rammers on, Misha leans over to me. The teacher may not have noticed your tardiness, but I did. That much is obvious from the show you just put on. I have been instructed to let you off the hook today, but only on one condition. Oh, and what what would that be? You have to help us this afternoon. I crane my neck to look over Misha's shoulder. She zooms conveniently, not making eye contact with me. Fine, just for today. I already told you I'm not joining the council, remember? Of course, doing would be considered. She looks down at a notebook, obviously looking for her place in her script. Under duress, enhance would be against regulations. How very strange of you to be considerate of the regulations now. Things should be done by the book. It's just that the book hasn't been written for every situation, so there are times where it can't be ignored. And yet, you two wonder why no one else wants to be in the student council. After poking her tongue at me, Misha returns to workbook, and we battle our way through the latter half of the school day. Before I came to stand up, Misha and Shizune have her placed her hands on both my shoulders. I said I'd help out. Damn. This is just insurance, Hisao. Insurance! Hisao? Hanako timidly tries to leave the room by circling around us, and I suddenly realize that this may be my one chance to escape. Oh, hey, Hanako, what's up? Shizune. Hey, what makes you think you got time to chat? Relax, this won't take long. Sorry, Hanako, you were saying. I was going to the library and I thought... Hanako thumbs dance around each other and her eyes flit around the room, looking everywhere but at us. Sorry, Hanako, but Hisao has to come at school today. He has got work to do. Shizune smiles. Oh, but you can help too if you like. So how about it, Hisao? Choice! Let's save here. Because... Sir... Save. Can you save? Yes. Return? Let's go play with Hanako. Because, yeah, no more student council. What do you say, Hanako? If we all help it shouldn't take long at all. Hanako fidgeting answers my question before she can even form the words. I really need to go. Well, that was to be expected. Looks like it's just me and the council girls again. It's easier to resign myself to another afternoon's work in the small council office. I'll catch up with you later, okay? Oh, okay. Right, now that the farewell's over, it's work time. Ugh. Misha and Shizune Frog marched me to the student council office, never once letting go of my shoulders. I feel a little bad for ditching Hanako like this, but if this is the price of getting Misha off her back, so be it. So then, what are we up to today? Debrief. Huh? Isn't that what's supposed to happen after something? Yep, we have collected all the information at the festival so that Shit-chan can debrief the teachers. What? Shizune drops a large pile of paperwork on the desk in front of me and smiles succulently. We need to sort these out into 2 piles. One for financial stuff like receipts, one for feedback, one for positive feedback. Maybe one for things that look like they could be problems next year. One for problems that probably won't be able to be fixed. That's a few more than 2 piles. Huh? Oh right. Yeah, I thought it would only be 2 piles. My bad. Right. While I'm doing this, what will you two be doing? Well, we missed lunch because we're going collating all these reports, so we're going to go get some food. Why didn't you just sort them out while you were collecting them? Thankfully, my self-defense mechanism kicks in and prevents me from opening my mouth and further worsening my situation. Eh? How is that fair? I was fretting over the unfair distribution of work so much that I didn't notice that Shizune kept on signing. If it weren't for Misha's uppers, I probably wouldn't have noticed at all. Whoa, she seems to be delivering a fairly long string of commands to Misha, and none of them look pleasant. Reaching a conclusion, Misha sighs briefly back to Shizune and sits down at the desk next to me. Shizune waves to the both of us before disappearing out the door. What was all that about? Shi-chan was where you'd get it all wrong unless you were supervised. And she can't tell you how you're messing things up. She's making me stay. Oh, bummer. I wanted to go with Shi-chan. But she's going to bring us back some food. How good is that? Misha's propensity is out of this world. From down in the dumps to on top of the world, over some calories. It's hard to imagine how anyone could have operated at that level. Well, it could have been worse. So what are you supposed to be doing? Collation. I gathered that. Well then, let's just start making piles. We'll work out what the piles mean later. Right. We start to separate the piles into increasingly complex piles. At first, it's just simple categories: financial, feedback, incident reports. Then they split into the good and bad reports, and further still, until it starts to look like we've just thrown papers onto the desk. This is hopeless. Huh? Why? We're doing what we're told, right? Yes, but this looks like we're just making a mess. No, I think we got a lot done. Shit-chan will be able to work out the rest from here. So I think we can stop about here then. It's almost about Misha's common sense left the room with Shizune. Still, there's no point in arguing. Anyway, what's to do with you and Hanako? Deal? You were hanging out with her today, weren't you? Have there been any fireworks? Any gossips you've been withholding from me? If I told you about my own circumstances, it wouldn't be gossip, would it? I guess not. We're just friends, I guess. Why are you so interested? I thought you and Shizune didn't like her. It's not really like that. It's not really like that. You know, Shit-chan and Lily don't get along well. And since you can't really get Hanako away from Lily, you don't talk to her much. But that doesn't mean I can't be concerned for her. What is there to be concerned about? Well, she never hangs out with anyone else, right? That's no good, Hit-chan. If Shizune and Lily dislike each other because their personalities are different, then I hate to think of how Misha and Hanako will get along. I mean, in one way or another, we're all in the same boat, right? Well, I guess. This one time she left class halfway through. Shit-chan went to the teacher and asked what's going to be done about it. He said that every student here has special needs, and Shit-chan shouldn't worry about herself about it. There we go. Hanako never does any group work. She just runs off. Isn't that enough to be concerned about? I guess you're right. She still hardly says a word when we're talking. Well, that's more like I have been able to do. Hey, Shit-chan and I both tried when she started, but then she got scared and ran off. I considered telling Misha that the exact same thing happened to me, but she seems caught up in thought. Listening to Misha about Shizune's influence is interesting. I think she needs to realize that people here don't care about what she looks like, and that she can trust us. If she doesn't, I could feel a lot better her. If she could, I could feel a lot better her. There you go. I think this is the longest I've watched Misha without seeing her sign. And which is Shizune, you guys decide. She's constantly waving her hands about, explaining the world to Shizune. That amount of effort probably places a strain even on an agile mind. And let's face it, Misha isn't the world's brightest spark. Well, I'll keep an eye on her for you. But you should probably apologize for earlier. I don't think Hanako is cut out for that kind of joke. Oh! I didn't even notice. Sorry. Don't say it to me. Just mention it to her. Oh wait, first thing tomorrow, I'll speak to her. Good. Ugh. A canopy at the door heralds the return of Shizune. I guess she can't really tell how much noise she is making. Oh, Shit-chan, you're back! Shizune appears, completely laden from goods from the convenience store. Huh. There was some sort of surplus left from the festival. Since this is the officially festival business, I splurged a little. Nice idea, Shit-chan. 10 points! 10 points to Shit-chan. Is that really allowed? Shizune face. For someone who refuses to join us, you seem to make an unhealthy interest in the politics of this council. I shall punish your insolence by rationing your portions of the feast. Fine, I get it. Misha slides multiple stacks of paper to one side from one room to the avalanche of food Shizune is spreading out. As I watch my hard yet misdirected work become wasted, I realize that it's a little wonder why these two need help. The convenience store's meal isn't overly tasty, but at the very least it's filling. Thanks for helping today. Most of the time we just make up reports for the staff. This year we can at least make some relevant headings on the debrief. Are you sure this isn't a corrupt organization? Not at all. We're by the book. It's not our fault if the book isn't specific enough. I thought that was a definition of corruption. You think too much. You know what? You're probably right. Anyway, I must be off. That is, if I'm allowed to leave. Shizune. Your work has been deemed sufficient. You may leave. Well, thank you. You know, If you stress the free meal side of things over the endless workload side, you'd probably end up with more recruits. You might just have a point. Well, think about it. And think about what we talked about. You don't have to tell that to Shizune if you don't want. Oh, what? Alright, I'll try to see her tomorrow. Good night, Hit-chan. Night, Misha. Shizune. Ends another day. I'll see you guys later. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave your comments below. Subscribe if you want to see the rest of the story. Until next time, folks. Good night.